Hey guys, John V here from Phone Arena. You're watching our in-depth video comparison between the Apple iPhone 5 and the iPhone 4S. It's basically a battle between the old versus the new. So if you're wondering whether or not you should move up to the iPhone 5, if you own the iPhone 4S, we're going to compare the two, find out how they perform against one another to let you know exactly which one to side with. So sit back, relax, and let's get started with this. There's no question that we're dealing with iPhones here just because they share the same design DNA, but that's pretty much where it stops just because the iPhone 5 is longer than the iPhone 4S, just to accommodate the larger display. And overall, we prefer the styling of the iPhone 5 just because it has those refinements you'd expect to find on any successive device out there. Not only is it slightly skinnier than the iPhone 4S, but it's also lighter, so it makes for a comfortable feel in the hand still. On top of that, we definitely like its more clean appearance with its brushed aluminum casing in the rear versus the glass material on the iPhone 4S, which tends to show a lot more smudges and debris. As you can probably tell, the most notable difference between the two is that the iPhone 5 features a larger 4-inch Retina display versus the 3.5-inch one on the iPhone 4S. As far as resolution is concerned, it's 960 by 640 on the iPhone 4S versus 1136 and 6 by 640 on the iPhone 5. Overall, though, we have to still go with the iPhone 5 on this one here, just because with its Retina display, its colors are more vibrant. It tends to have a warmer tone with its colors. On top of that, its viewing angles are a lot better too. It doesn't have as much distortion as the iPhone 4S. And as far as outdoor usage, both are really good, but you still get more clarity with the iPhone 5. Being iPhones and all, they both pack that iconic home button. They're both recessed, but the iPhone 5's button is springier. Meanwhile, above their displays, we're treated to their earpieces and their front-facing cameras. It's a BGA 0.3 megapixel one on the iPhone 4S versus the 1.3 megapixel one on the iPhone 5. Taking a quick peek on the left edges of the phones, we find the same exact items. You have the separated volume controls and also mute switches. Well, on the right edge, you could barely see the SIM slots of both handsets. It's a micro SIM slot on the iPhone 4S versus a nano SIM in the iPhone 5. With their power buttons, they're identical to one another. They're raised and offer a really good tactile feel when they're pressed. However, on the bottom edge of the phone, there's a lot of changes here going on. Now you have a 3.5mm headset jack on the iPhone 5, whereas on the iPhone 4S, it's on the top. You both have their microphones and the speakers, but you can tell the dock connection ports are different. The 30-pin port's in place with the iPhone 4S, whereas the iPhone 5 uses the newer and tinier looking Lightning jack port. Right away, just by taking a look at the home screen here, it's quite evident that the platform experience is the same on both handsets. They're both running iOS 6, which is the most up-to-date version of the platform. And the only major difference here is just looking at the home screen of the iPhone 5. Thanks to its larger display, it's able to accommodate just an extra row of icons. So you have a total of 5 rows versus the 4 in the iPhone 4S, which means that you can have more icons on a single home screen at once. But aside from that, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else different about the two. They have the same notification system in play, same implementation when it comes to multitasking, and other basic functions as well is unchanged, so there's not one that has an advantage over the other. Being a staple of all the iPhones before them, these two devices are extremely fast with their performances, even though they use totally different processors, one being newer than the other. It's a dual-core 1GHz Apple A6 processor with 1GB RAM on the iPhone 5 versus the 800MHz dual-core Apple A5 processor with 512MB of RAM on the iPhone 4S. And for most basic tasks, moving about the home screen, you could tell it provides for a lot of fluidity, barely any slowdown lag, and overall they're very fast. Even more in gaming too. We don't notice that much of a difference right now. You can tell here with the game Epic Citadel. They both have a really good frame rate and pretty fluid with their movements. But then again, not all the games out there have been optimized to take advantage of the A6 processor in the iPhone 5. So down the road, we'll probably see games that are more optimized take advantage of that. But right now, there's clearly no major difference between their performances. In portrait, there's no advantage to the iPhone 5 when it comes to typing messages, even though it has a larger display, just because with their layouts, they're identical to one another, and they offer a really nice responsiveness when typing up stuff, and also great autocorrect features, so no problems with that. In landscape, though, the iPhone 5 has, a little bit wider layout, still comforting, to use, but again, it's not really that advantageous over the one on the iPhone 4S. As for the core organizer apps on both devices, again, not much of a difference between the two, just because the experience is the same. So whether you're using the calendar, if you're checking out some stocks, if you're using the weather widget, again, nothing really different about them. Though we gotta say that the iPhone 5, you just see more information at one time just because of the larger display, which is probably beneficial for things like email. So if you're checking out email, you'll be able to see more, but again, not totally a big thing. Indeed, a standout feature for the iPhone 5, it has a slight advantage to the web browsing department thanks to its 4G LTE connectivity with a variety of different carriers in the US here. But aside from that, there's nothing really too different about the web browsing performance. Very smooth and quick with a variety of different navigational controls. Again, with the iPhone 5, with its larger display, you just have a lot more to see at one time versus the iPhone 4S. But then again, it's just that 4G LTE connectivity that really makes a great experience. Considering that they're running the same platform, the music players are identical to one another. For the most part, very easy to use. Of course, you have all the usual stuff, the album covers, the on-screen controls. And if you tilt both devices over to landscape, you get the cool-looking cover flow mode, which gives you a really nice look at these album covers here, which is great. But as far as audio quality, you'd think that the iPhone 5 would have an advantage just because it looks like its speaker seems to be a little bit larger than the iPhone 4S. But that's not the case just because we find the qualities to be identical to one another. Good volume tones, no crackling allowed as volume setting, and overall they're pleasant to hear. However, when it comes to watching videos, the clear winner goes to the iPhone 5 thanks to its larger display and also its more vibrant color tones that it produces. On top of that, it has a widescreen aspect ratio, which is more ideal for watching videos versus the iPhone 4S, where you can notice some black bars on the top and bottom. So both handsets are packing 8 megapixel cameras, but Apple says that the iPhone 5 has an upgraded backside illuminated sensor and also a retooled lens for solid better results in lower lighting conditions. So up top we have the iPhone 4S and the bottom we have the iPhone 5. Now we checked out the pictures on the computer and we have to say with outdoor shots, it's almost hard to distinguish which is better. Actually, both of them produce some nice looking shots, a lot of detail, natural looking colors, and on top of that you also get a good amount of exposure. So they're both identical, but a difference only found in lower lighting conditions. So we just find that the iPhone 5 just has sharper looking details versus the sometimes grainy looks on the iPhone 4S, but you don't notice it too much unless you actually look it up close. The other thing is that the LED flash on the iPhone 5 seems to work a little bit better than the iPhone 4S, just because we notice a vignetting effect going on with the iPhone 4S, where the corners seem to be a little bit darker, whereas on the iPhone 5, its LED flash is potent. Likewise, the quality of their 1080p video recording are very close to one another. A lot to like, a lot of details, natural looking colors. They move very swiftly at 29 frames per second. The only distinguishable thing that we could see, but it's not by much, is that with the iPhone 4S, there are some instances of artifacting, but it's not that heavy with its presence. Overall, both are more than enjoyable. When it comes to making phone calls, there's no arguing about it. We definitely prefer the iPhone 5 on this one just because it offers superior noise cancellation versus the iPhone 4S, especially in windy conditions. If you're driving a car with the window down, the iPhone 4S mutes the background noise, so the only thing you get is just clear voices, whereas on the iPhone 4S, it's just muddy just because there's just some distortion and noise that's heard through the earpiece. Interestingly enough, we didn't notice much of an improvement with the iPhone 5's battery life, and in fact, it pretty much rivals what we already find on the iPhone 4S, which isn't that bad, but we're expecting a little bit more. We're able to get by at least a solid day of normal usage on both devices, but again, with 4G LTE connectivity with the iPhone 5, you could expect those results to drop. So if you fancy a device that has a larger display, sleeker looking design, and has 4G LTE connectivity, there's no question about it. You probably should get the iPhone 5 at this point over the iPhone 4S. But if you're an existing iPhone 4S owner, it's a little bit more difficult decision for you, just because on one hand, you could definitely jump up to the device seeing it's the latest and greatest. But at the same time, when you look past the aesthetics, the physical attributes, they're both pretty much identical to one another. Same exact platform experience, with the real world performance also identical, even though though the iPhone 5 has a faster processor. And as far as taking photos and videos, their qualities for the most part are pretty similar, except for the lower lighting conditions seem to excel better with the iPhone 5. And that's pretty much it. So if you're not in an LTE area, it might not be worth the investment to get the iPhone 5 just because that's one of its main standouts. But if you are in an area that has it, that's probably convincing enough to check it out. So if you'd like to learn more about both handsets, guys, you could check out our website, PhoneArena.com. This is John V. Thanks for watching.